Hello, my name is Ben Bowers. I'm the writer and director of The Shower of Shit that you're about to sit through now. Not a shower of shit, not the greatest movie ever made, I admit that. Any good? Debatable, but I think there's potentially enough stuff in there that makes it at least watchable. Semi true story, actually. I studied scriptwriting at Northumbria University in Newcastle, graduated, started a job at Oddbins, started off part-time, became full-time, pretty much nearly assistant manager, and I somehow assumed that I was still going to end up making films and writing scripts because people were just going to offer me jobs, and it doesn't happen that way, children. I got really frustrated. About 3 or 4 years after I graduated, I realised that the only way it was going to happen was if I did it myself. So I wrote a script about being frustrated and trying to make a film off your own back, and trying to get out there and make it of my own volition. A lot of luck involved getting to the stage to even make it, which I'll touch upon as we go through the film, which is going to be in different parts because it's on YouTube. I can only do 10 minutes at a time, so at the end of the first part on YouTube I'll stop and go for the next one. The scene you're about to see in the video shop is actually supposed to be the last scene in the script. The script is about 120, 130 pages long, a page a minute. That's a pretty long movie. You'll notice, having seen it already, that it's only about 70 minutes long, and that's probably too long as well, to be honest. But a fantastic job by Steve Struthers, the editor, who actually came over from Australia, lived in Zara, who's the producer, lived at her home for a couple of months, I think, in the end, and worked on this for free and just hacked it to death and actually made it watchable. So this bit in the video shop, which, believe it or not, is actually, or was, a real video shop. A bloke called Keith that we knew quite well, lived around the corner from Zara, had so many videos he decided to open a shop to rent them out, and kindly let us shoot in the video shop in the day. This is supposed to be the last scene. This in the script, as it pans across to fade out, there's a copy of his film as Film of the Month on the side. DVD cover was crap, the Film of the Month sign was crap. It wasn't obvious, you couldn't tell. Steve decided, actually, let's have this at the front, give him an idea about how frustrated he is in the video shop. Still doesn't really work, but it was about all we had. The cut to bits are... At the time when I was writing it, I could see them in my head, and I thought they were quite a good way of kind of keeping the film vibe and keeping the writing vibe and a bit kind of postmodern, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really work. It's probably too often. It happens too much, but there you go. Milf, he's awesome. I love Milf. Great name. I'm still pleased with that name. And a good actor. That is actually Dylan's Bar, which I don't believe exists anymore, but it's the sole reason that the film exists. I used to do whiskey tastings for Robbins in the bar. The bloke that owned it, a guy called Roger, I was doing a whiskey tasting, thought this would be a really good location, I'll have a chat with him. And there was a bloke, as I was talking to Roger, sat next to me called Tom, a big hairy bastard who I used to take the piss out of during the tastings. And he said, I know this production company called F&A Films. They've done some shorts, they might be interested. So, oh God, that sound effect of those footsteps as she walks up, that's shocking, absolutely shocking. But anyway, Tom introduced me to Zara, and the rest is history, as they say. This little bit with MILF, it was supposed to indicate that he is a MILF. He goes after MILFs, but there was a little bit cut out. I can't remember quite why. I don't think the angles worked. Eagle eyes of you will notice that that's actually probably a bottle of Jameson's, not Bell's, and I think probably empty as well. I think we nicked it off the back. And that's why her expression changes. She's all kind of happy, and then it cuts back to her, and she looks really perturbed and pissed off. It's because he actually said something, I can't even remember what it was, that kind of freaked her out. The magic of movie making on this scene, though. This is in a park in Newcastle, and those Chavas are in a street in Gateshead, which is about 10-15 miles away. Those Chavas were fantastic. They sixth form college, I think we saw him at. Michael Carruthers, who helped me on casting, and who also plays the world's biggest film star, because Ewan McGregor wouldn't do it, more on which later. We went to see him at one of their end-of-year shows, and then walked up to him at the end. It must have been amazing for them, these doing an end-of-year show, and these blokes walk up and say, by the way, do you want to be in a feature film? Unfortunately, it wasn't quite as attractive as they thought it was going to be. But there you go. They took it to heart. They were absolutely fantastic and really, really got into character. Joe coming up. Quite literally coming up. I was trying to write a gay character that wasn't obviously gay, like the most not obvious gay guy that you could ever find. I worked with a guy when I worked at HMV that to look at him you wouldn't think he's gay, but he was, and I loved how that kind of broke all the stereotypes. So I wanted a really sexist, really kind of, not nasty, but really kind of blokey character who just happened to be gay, and it wasn't a problem. You know, he wanks a lot, he farts, he swears, he takes the piss, he's sexist towards women, but he's gay, big deal, so what? And that's what I was trying to do. I don't know if the line, find yourself a boyfriend so you can go back to his place, makes it that obvious, but maybe it becomes clearer later on. That's Gavin's bedroom. Half the film's pretty much shot in his house. It was a 6-bedroom empty student flat, and we used and abused it basically. Again, that's Michael Carruthers as well. It appears later on. Twisted is an FNA short film, I believe, which apparently was rubbish or something like that. There was something wrong with it, which is why we put it in the film, and he takes the piss out of it. God, I mean, these shots are terrible. The cutaways are awful. You know, it's flat as a pancake, but it was the best that we could do, to be honest. And Helen, that's coming up, really does a damn fine job with a really bad speech that I'd written that looked fantastic on paper. Look at that cutaway, it's dreadful. The speech that she does coming up looked great on paper. It was a real kind of, not Tarantino because he's a twat, but a real kind of, you know, Kevin Smith-esque monologue rant type thing that on the page looks fantastic when you're writing it, but when she actually said it, and after the 7th attempt and still couldn't quite get it all in one go, it doesn't work. But she does her best, bless her, pretty much as everybody else did throughout the whole fucking film, doing their best, and I love them all for it. You know, she's a cracking looking girl, isn't she? That's what you need. You need a bit of glamour in your film. So, and those two got on really well. I think they were a really good little pair, those two. They didn't get on well in that way before you start, but you can kind of see her there. She's just struggling a bit. It's kind of like, where's all those words coming from, Ben? Why are you writing them? But we're getting towards the end of the first part, so I'll probably need to wrap up so that we can crack on with the next bit. If I get a chance to do it tonight, because I have a 5-month-old daughter and she's trying to sleep, so it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, it was 2 weeks of my life that I absolutely adored, and that's why I've managed to get everything onto YouTube and do a blog and see if there's people out there that are willing to help out. Maybe put a bit of music on, let's get it out to a festival. Take the rushes, I've still got them somewhere, I can still get hold of them. Get the rushes, have a go at editing it yourself. Can't pay for it, but then nobody that was involved in the film got paid for it, so don't think you're any special. I can't even remember that guy's name that plays Craig now. How sad is that? He was good as well. I wanted that kind of older, you know, wiser character just to kind of steady the ship, and yeah, I liked him a lot. I did like him a lot. But yeah, there's plenty of faults in it. I know it's not good. Put all the comments you want on YouTube, slate it to death. I know it's shit. But I think there's bits in it that'll kind of show what I could have done with it. You know, it would be great, remake it. But that's a different story. Anyway, that's me for now, and I'll see you in part 2.